shooting the guy. You seen like two other cops run out they fucking car. And I'm like, if I really had all these people, y'all could have confused them and fucking somebody came up behind and fucking tackle him and take the knife from him.
I mean, hell, they could even love tapped him with the car. I didn't know there was other cops. If they were in the car, I mean, that's all they would have to do is distract him and just give him a little love tap with that front bumper.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they did overseas to somebody. They just gave that guy a little love tap to show, like, hey, you need to put it, like, really, they hit him. Of course, when you get hit, what do you try to do? Gain your balance.
Yeah.
And then when he tried to gain his balance, the knife was out his hand, and then, of course, everybody just, like, let the bodies hit the floor at that moment, but...
Yeah. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I was telling him that, like, one of the messed up things is, like, just a few days before this, or like a week or so before, there was a 19-year-old kid, I believe.
Yeah.
And he was in a park or something like that, or ran to a park, and a cop had but there was a cop and this 19-year-old kid, and this 19-year-old kid was having a mental breakdown, and, I mean, he was white. What's the difference? That's why I said it was kind of messed up, like, the two differences, but, like, this kid had actually... Like, he had his hands in his pockets, and the cop goes, hey, you know, he's like, I'm trying to help you out. He's like, just pull your hands out of your pockets, and he's like, I'll take you to where you need to go to get you some help. Well, whenever the kid took his hand out of his pocket, the cop was really close, and this kid actually stabbed the cop in the neck. And somehow, I mean, he must have not did a great job at it, but he stabbed the cop in the neck and then ran, and the cop still chased him, and the cop had his gun out at first, and then the cop made the decision. He's like, all right, I'm going to tase him. And he tased the kid, and then they arrested him. And, like, that was that. And I was just like, and then, like, you watch this, and I'm just like, but, like, what the hell? I was like, so you're telling me in, like, one instance it's like, this happens, and then, you know, another instance, they're just like...
I mean, to a certain extent, all they had to do was go in their car and roll up the windows. Because even if he was chasing after them, it didn't seem like he ever ran after them. And then right before he was shot, it looked like he waved his hands at them.
Like, the video you just showed me, it's like the video I had seen off the news network. They must have sped it up a little bit because, I mean, the way you showed it to me, like, I was seeing the, like I said at first, you know, maybe because the way he moved around the vehicle, but even then, there's still a couple seconds in between after he got him across the vehicle, and I mean, he wasn't even charging at him that I could see.
Yeah, it didn't look like that he was charging, or at least do other methods. Like, you don't have to shoot first. You have tasers. Well, apparently they don't have tasers there, but you have mace. You have your baton. You could throw stuff. You could go in your car really and wait till back will come really if you really want to.
I mean, if they got good aim, I mean, you hit somebody with that baton, that motherfucker's going down.
Well, I went to a flea market and bought a baton, and I hit myself with it. I never picked up that baton again. And it was like one of them real cop batons where it's like you had to hit the ground, like concrete, so you could push it back into the thing.
Yeah, I know I have one.
I hit my knee, and I felt like I died at that moment.
Oh, dude, I smacked a concrete sidewalk with it, and it actually fucking broke the sidewalk. I was like, holy shit. I was like, if a cop ever hit me with that, they better pray I go down, because I'd be pissed.
I mean, that's why I said, like, you hit somebody with that, and I did this, like, 8 years ago, so I know they got better ones now. You hit somebody with that one good time, even throw it at them, and you hit them, oh, they're going to be in pain. And you just rush them, because it was already two people there. And literally from the video we seen, maybe a minute to 45 seconds to a minute, some more cops was on the way, and they had backup. So you tell them you can't run around cars for a little bit, for at least a minute, or worst case scenario, just go sit in your car. You feel like you can't do something, say, hey, I need backup. We need somebody with a taser. We need a proper cop with all the stuff so we could tase the guy. Because even then, his mom was kind of like calming him down, like holding him a little bit. So if he didn't stab his mom, I feel like he's not going to stab a lot of people. And then you start seeing other people in the neighborhood look like they were trying to go to him and like calm him down too. So to a certain extent, like you I don't know. I just don't know how to feel because you literally shot somebody that had a kid 14 times. I think you shot him once or twice, and you're like, all right, we're gonna go try to take the knife from him, and hopefully he's still alive. But you shot him 14 times. You already knew he wasn't gonna still be alive.
I was thinking about it, and most police cars should have shotguns in them. I mean, unless they've started doing away with them, but I mean, most cop cars I've ever seen, especially like the one in that video, I mean, that looked like a legit Mark Cruiser, so it should have had a shotgun in the middle, which technically they could have just fired in the air, and I'm pretty sure he would have just been like, oh shit.
I mean, but it's illegal to fire in the air.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If they could have used a shotgun rather than a real one, I feel like it would have been a lot better.
I mean, they
could have even shot a car tire.
I mean, but don't they have like beanbags for the shotguns now?
They do, but you'd have to be a special police officer to have that shit with you.
Good point. If they don't even have tasers, I know they don't have a shotgun with beanbags.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, my friend from Pennsylvania, like, that's what doesn't make any sense to me. Just like the amount of resources he says what like a teeny ass town has, and then here we are in a big city, and like you're really gonna tell me they can't afford this shit?
That's when you figure out people going. Some people retirement, they went inside the budget a little bit, couple more times than what they were supposed to.
Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. I really think that's the whole thing doesn't make sense to me. I feel like there's just some shit off. Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the police chief quits.
I mean, he's gonna have to quit because
she's
gonna have to quit. Well, I didn't know if it's he or she, but they're gonna have to quit because no matter what, it's just like the New York cop. After a while, so many bad things that happen. You're like, man, I can't deal with this. And every day you in the news and everybody asking you the same questions, like, what you gonna do to your cops? And you say, oh, I'm gonna turn my cops in. And the cops looking at you like, so you don't have our backs? And then you be like, all right, I'm not gonna do anything. The citizen was wrong. All the people that you're supposed to protect is like, what the fuck? The cops don't have our back, so it's like a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, so you wouldn't get re-voted in. So either way, you're pretty much screwed. Because, I mean, you definitely wouldn't want to piss off the people that are protecting you.
Yeah.
Because then they won't come to your house. If something happens, they'll be like, oh yeah, well, you didn't stand up for us. And have fun with that.
And 30 cops is already injured, so let's just imagine. So I'm just going to say my prayers go out to the family for Walter Jr. And hopefully I feel sorry for his wife and kid that's not even born yet. Because you got to think about it. Not only are you about to give birth, but this happened, so now you're dealing with all type of stress. And you may have like PTSD from this. Because you see how easy it was for me to find that video. Just imagine as a kid get older, like, oh, what happened to your dad? Oh, I don't know. And then your mom just show you the video of your dad getting shot down in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I feel like the family's gonna, especially the mother, like his son is definitely gonna have to move because, like, I feel like there would just be too much. I feel like
the mother definitely got to move because you can think about a parent. If every time you walk out and you just look, you're gonna remember that exact spot that your son died in.
Yeah, true. I never thought about that.
Like, literally, every time you walk to your car, right there. You literally walk to the mailbox, right there. You look outside your window, right there. So no matter what happens, you are, like, I already know the way she walked, for the rest of her life, she gonna remember that one little spot right there.
Yeah, definitely a really sad thing. I mean, my prayers go out to him and his family and everybody else that even had to witness that.
I also feel bad for the cops because, to a certain extent, like, I don't know these cops from left and right. Like, in their mind, they probably thought this was the correct thing to do. But, I mean, it's fucked up that, like I said, it just need to be reformed and people need, like you said, people need to be retrained. Because there's no way in hell that everybody shouldn't have tasers. I mean, let's do excavation. First, pepper spray. Second, batons. Third, tasers. And then fourth, alright, you can't really feel like your life's still in danger, gun. But just to do gun first, when gun is like lethal, because no offense to that knife, it looked like a meat cutter type knife. And you know them things, they look like it from Walmart. It looked like it was dull.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I mean, it's like not like he was carrying a machete, not like he was carrying a sword. I mean, it looked like a normal, average kitchen knife.
And then, like, yeah, you could get fucked up for them, but my whole thing is, I'm going back to, you shot 14 shots between two cops into one person. And it sounded like they both were shooting at the same time. So, literally, you shot 7 shots each on one person because y'all couldn't take down a guy with a cop.
A guy with a knife.
A guy with a knife.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Like I said, eventually I will figure everything out, but I mean, I don't really know what there is to figure out.
I mean, they're going to go to jail.
But I doubt it.
No, I feel like they're going to get fired. Nah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll probably get fired just because of today's society, but I mean, they can play the card where because the mother was so close, which I believe is who was around him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, because his mother being so close, they could deem his mother as being a potential victim, and they realize, and they can claim that they were trying to protect the mother from being stabbed. Even though I'm not saying this is the case, nobody take me out of context on this. I'm just saying that that's probably how the cops' lawyers are going to present it, and there's probably not a damn thing anybody can do about it. Just because I know that's really fucked up to say, but that I'm being honest. That's what I'm here for. Is just literally just tell you all that I know. And I mean I've seen stupider shit happen.
I mean, this is how we talk. We just lose common sense. I know we want these cops to, like, I feel like the cops in this situation, I can really see the cops just get fired and not go to jail, because in their head it's a rifle killing. Because technically, he did have a dangerous weapon.
And like I said, there was somebody beside him, and that, like I said, that one little thing. I mean, because regardless of how people feel about it, that's not how the courts work. It's literally about, you know, what's perceived by law.
And let's be honest, if we're gonna say, if you the cop, you get a good lawyer, and the family not gonna have the best lawyer. Let's say like
be the district attorney, which is a low paid person, maybe a little bit higher paid than a normal one, but even then, you know, I mean, you're talking like low $100,000.
I thought district attorney got paid a lot of money.
No, I mean, it's just a city attorney.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, yeah, that's why I said low $100,000. Like it tops maybe $200,000. But I mean, you're also talking about a person that works, you know, probably 80 hours a week.
Yeah. Well, for the final time, we just want to say we're sorry, Walter. And then we pray for your family, and hopefully one day the cop get reformed, or like stuff like this won't happen so fast. Because like you said, the white kid stabbed the cop. Cop still took him down. There was 2 cops there, and he had a kitchen knife, and they was acting like he had the machine gun from Rambo. But let's go talk about Armenia and Azerbaijan. It's about to go to war. So apparently, Azerbaijan had got a drone from Turkey and had attacked Armenia base and destroyed some artillery tanks and some of their air defenses. And Azerbaijan and Armenia is fighting over pretty much old land that was like before the Soviet Union. They were like, oh, this Azerbaijan, when the Soviet Union broke up, they pretty much like, oh, this was part of our country. Because, you know, back in the days, everybody had documents saying this. And Armenia like, oh, this is our country. And pretty much Armenia is like, hey, Russia, can you help us out with this? And Azerbaijan is starting to try to ask other people. And it even came to America like, so what Azerbaijan and Armenia is doing is like, America, help us. And Armenia like, Russia, help us. And just like, everybody like, they've been having peace treaty talks like.
No, they've actually had multiple documents signed, and then like not, like the first thing, I want to say like there was the first one was like France, I believe. And then literally like the same day they both of the sides met in France, they started at it again. So then they went to Russia, and as they were doing that, the same thing happened all over again. They just came back at each other. And then now all three of Russia, America, and France are all trying to work with them Like, I want to say Mike Pence had asked the leaders of both of the groups to come, and or at least